Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another live stream. And somehow it's finished Borussia Dortmund 1, Chelsea 0 in the first leg of the Champions League. It's now 2 wins in 14 for Graham Potter's boys. But to be honest, I've got absolutely no idea how we didn't win that game tonight. We created so many chances, enough chances not only to win the game, but enough chances to win the whole tie. But once again, we've seen it. Familiar story, same old. Cannot convert our chances, get hit on the counter-attack, and we lose 1-0. We are cursed in front of goal. I don't know, mate, if those goals at Cobham that we train with, are they twice the size of the normal goals? I don't know what's going on here, but I actually thought we were decent tonight. And it's really frustrating because we've lost again. And like we shouldn't have lost that game. But the performance, for a change, didn't actually warrant the result. No, like in recent weeks, the performance has most definitely warranted the results we've picked up. But tonight was actually, we didn't deserve that. Potter was going to come in for more stick, but I actually felt he coached a really good game. Selection was good, tactics were good, performance was good. Let down by the fact that the players can't put the ball in the net. And I don't know what people want him to do. Do they want him to come on and score the goals himself? It was unfortunate. It was really unfortunate tonight. But I mean, Dharmesh, thanks for coming as always, bro. Frustrating night tonight. One of the most frustrating in front of goal for a long time. I feel. Wait, what do you think happened? How do you feel that we didn't win this game? Because it's actually a madness when you actually look back on it, how we didn't even score.
Yeah, big up Charlie. Thanks for having me on again. Big up the chat as well. Like and sub to the channel as well if you haven't done so already. Yeah, man, I just lost for words, to be honest, of how we didn't win that, because I thought we actually played really well for majority of the game. But bits of the first half we were like bit pinned back by Dortmund, but that was kind of expected, having it being an away game. We weren't expected to sort of dominate for like 90 minutes, and we sort of rode our luck and moments at times and dealt with them quite well defensively. But yeah, man, yeah, just some of the chances we had, especially Felix, man. He had at least 2 or 3. Could have, honestly, bro, he could have had 4 goals today. No joke. He could have scored at least 4. And yeah, I've just lost for words at the moment of how we sort of lost that game. It's just one moment of brilliance from Adeyemi. Fair play to him. Was a great counter-attack and a good goal, but easily preventable from our sort of side. But I put out a tweet, literally, it's like, this has been a recurring problem for at least the past 10 years where we sort of concede from our own corners. It's been happening so much. It's happened under even Ancelotti. It's happened under Di Matteo, VS Boas. It's happened under Mourinho as well, Conte, Sarri, Lampard, even Tuchel as well. And now, obviously, the first one under Graham Potter in terms of the sort of goal that we conceded. But
it's so poor. It's so poor to concede from your own corner.
It's happened a lot to us, man.
That can't happen. And I see people kind of criticising the defensive setup. Dortmund left no one up the pitch, so it's quite normal just to leave one guy back. Obviously, that was Enzo. In the past, it would have been Jorginho.
Oh, Jorginho wouldn't have caught Adeyemi. No, Adeyemi would have been one-on-one.
But I also think, like, I think Mudryk was ball watching a little bit as well. I'm not saying that he would have necessarily got there, but like once the corner is cleared and he suddenly got Adeyemi inside his own half in space and he's got pace to burn, he's rapid, then it was always going to be difficult. Enzo's he's not slow, but he's nowhere near Adeyemi. I feel that he could have maybe put up a bit more of a fight. Perhaps he would have been sent off if his legs are tangled or something like that. Maybe not worth it, but I just personally felt at the time maybe he could have done a little bit more. But fair play to Adeyemi. He's rapid. It's good feet to go around the goalkeeper and he rolls it in. But it's so annoying because, as I said, that we didn't deserve to lose that game.
Apart from the Hannah chance, like that's the only sort of chance I remember them creating.
Yeah, I mean, they had they looked threatening in moments. I thought Jude Bellingham was superb. What a player.
Julian Brandt was good as well.
Brandt was decent as well. But yeah, I mean, Haller had an opportunity where he fired into the side netting, as you said, in the first half. But it wasn't like, look, they were dangerous on the break, and they always carried a threat with them. But in terms of kind of clear-cut chances, they didn't have that many. We definitely created the more chances. We had more attempts on target, and we definitely had the better chances in the game. But ultimately, all that's irrelevant because we lost, and the scoreline is the only thing that matters. At the end of the day, that's all that matters. But there were encouraging signs tonight, and like I do feel that we are close. This is close to coming together. Obviously, it's going to take time for the whole team and stuff to click, but like a few wins are. We're not far away. It's not like we're particularly in the last few games. Let's say the last 4 or so games: Palace, Liverpool, Fulham, West Ham, and then tonight. Last 4 or 5 games. We're not a million miles away. We're not conceding a lot of goals. We haven't played I don't think we've played badly in any of those games, and it's just fine margins. And at the moment, the fine margins aren't falling our way right now. And that's kind of what happens when your luck's out. Your luck's out. And when you're in a bad run of form, these things don't go for you. When you're in good form and things are going well, that Koulibaly thing goes over the line. Felix scores one of those goals. We don't get caught on the break. It's just one of those things at the moment. I mean, how do you view this, mate? Do you look at it as like, oh shit, it's 2 wins in 14, which it is, but like do you feel there were that there was like things to be positive about tonight? I mean, there were things to be positive about in the first half hour against West Ham. We were better tonight for a longer period of time. Again, second half we did drop off a little bit, but I don't think this is like. I don't think there's no signs of improvement. I think there are some signs of improvement, but there's no sign of improvement in results really right now, which is the worrying thing.
Yeah, it's just frustrating that for sort of Potter, the results aren't just coming his way, to be honest, because I thought we were much better today. Especially with some of the football we're playing. We're playing some really good one-touch football. I think there was one instance where I think it was when Mason Mount came on, actually. I think it was Mudryk had 1 touch, then Felix had 1 touch, and I think it played to Chilwell, who somehow got a corner out of it. And we haven't seen that kind of one-touch football in ages. And yeah, just some of the chances
quickly.
As
soon as you move the ball quickly, it's so much better.
Exactly, man. Yeah, some of our football was breathtaking at times. It was good, but it's just the final third, man. That we keep saying that even the final third play was better, but it's just fine margins, like you say, with the João Felix chances. It's like, had he just sort of like gone for the bottom corner instead of going for the top corner?
First one, he's just slightly leant back. He's done the right thing. He's gone for that top corner. Yeah. He's played it over the challenge and whatnot.
If he tried going for the bottom corner, he probably would have scored that. And even I'll say the other one where he hit the crossbar is a little bit more difficult because he was kind of off balance. And you probably have to say that's pretty decent defending from, I think it was Suna. I can't remember who it was, but sort of trying to put him off. But even still, a player Felix's quality, you should put that away, man.
But I think that's always been a thing with Felix, though. Like undoubted ability, so much talent. We've seen it in 2 or 3 games with Chelsea. We saw it seen it at Benfica. Not as much at Atletico Madrid, perhaps because of the way he's played. But he's never been a prolific finisher. I don't think he's actually ever got 10 goals in a season or more than 10 goals. So, like for all the abilities he's got, finishing's never been one of his strong points, and he has got immense ability. But again, like a lot of other players at Chelsea, the key ability in putting the ball in the net, it's not really there with him, or it's not there yet. But I mean, just this tonight, Chelsea's XG 2.14 goals. That's the 4th most any team has had in the Champions League this season without scoring. So I'm yes, of course, annoyed we've lost, but I'm not as annoyed because of the fact that we actually played well. We created more than enough chances to win. We created more than enough chances to win the entire tie. So it's a very different feeling of, oh, shit, we were dog shit tonight. It was like, right, okay, we played really well. We played well tonight. We created numerous opportunities to win the game. We just didn't take them. I don't feel worried going into the second leg that we're like that we're going to really struggle to break Dortmund down. It's clear that we it was an away game, and I felt we actually dominated. In all honesty, I really did. I mean, do you feel confident for that second leg?
Yeah, to be honest, I think judging from what I saw of 90 minutes today, I think if we play how we did against Dortmund, obviously today, in about, is it 2 weeks' time we play them again? I believe.
Yeah, I think it's a couple of weeks. Yeah,
in 2 weeks' time, I fully expect us to get at least 3 goals, man. That's if we take our chances, though. A big if. And I'll be honest, I'm just going through the chances in my head and sort of like Koulibaly off the line. We honestly could have
Reece James,
had
a
at
couple of
least
decent opportunities.
Reece James. Yeah, we honestly could have had at least 6 or 7 tonight. And that's just not even being over. Like, I'm not even over exaggerating when I say that. Like, but on a different day, like we could score 6 or 7.
Mate, we win
against
that.
them, and
Honestly, we
created
could have
so
won that
much
game
against
3 or
them.
4. We could have won that game 3 or 4-1.
Exactly, and luckily,
Easily.
I think for us, luckily in a way that away goals don't count in the Champions League anymore. Because say if Dortmund did score against us, then that would mean we'd obviously have to get 2 more in a way. But if we do take the lead and stuff, and then it somehow goes to 2-1, for example, I believe we go through, but I don't know if that's right. Actually, I'm not sure.
No, there's no away goal, so just whatever the score is the score.
Yeah, so whatever the score is. So if we end up winning 2-1, for example, the next leg, then we go through. And lucky that away goals rule doesn't really hurt us in a way. So yeah, let's just see what happens in 2 weeks, man. I'm pretty confident with judging from what I've seen that we can score at least 2, because that's the minimum we need is 2 goals to go through.
We need 2. Let's get to a few things in the chat. By the way, guys, keep smashing the likes and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Would really appreciate it. Ober's our top scorer in Champions League. What kind of decision to leave him out and no proper striker? Aubameyang, look, I don't know how many goals he's scored in the Champions League. It can't be many. He's not
2,
part of
it, or 1?
He's maybe 2. I think he scored in both Milan games. It's look, I think I don't have an issue with the decision to leave him out of the squad. He's not part of the plans. He's aging. He's not done anything really this season of any note. Hasn't scored since October. I don't necessarily have an issue with that. But then on the flip side, you could argue tonight that with the amount of chances we created, maybe he might have scored one of them, being a good finisher. But, someone had to miss out. And I'd rather he miss out than someone miss out that, is going to be part of the future of the club. We know Aubameyang's gone at the end of the season. So I haven't got a problem with it. What we got here, 600 million spent, didn't address striker situation. Yeah, I agree that Havertz does need to leave in the summer for sure. I would back that. Whether there'll be any suitors or not is a different conversation. Striker situation, I think, will be addressed in the summer. Like, we couldn't address everything in January. We had a phenomenal January window. You can't address everything. And I think in the summer we'll look at a 9, whether that's Osimhen, whether that's Vlahovic, whether that's Ivan Toney, whoever it is, that we will look to bring a number 9 in, someone that can score goals and actually help us push forward as a team and be clinical, because that's kind of really what's missing is that clinical factor in front of goal. Ref tonight, well, mate, what did you think of the ref tonight? I mean, I don't like to blame referees. I don't think he was terrible, but a lot of cards, very card happy.
Yeah, some of these sort of European referees like to dish out cards here and there. I wouldn't really blame any of the refs, to be honest, because the Reece James one, that yellow card, that was justified in my opinion. That was definitely a yellow card, I thought. The base amount one, obviously, in that brawl at the end.
I think he's suspended for the second leg as well. Yeah. I mean, I don't think he would have played anyway, but yeah, he's out.
Yeah, but yeah, just generally, I don't really blame the ref for anything. I just think it's more of us, more of our forwards, just not taking our chances, to be honest. But yeah, but I wouldn't blame the refs personally.
No, I'm not blaming the refs for anything. Just like just getting your thoughts on it. Really, it's interesting. But at the same time, what else we got here? Yes, big up, Darv. Yeah, but I'm gutted with this result as well. It's a tough one to take because we didn't deserve it. It's easier to take. Well, it's not easy, but it feels easier to take if you
it's shades of sort of like, do you know how it was against Madrid last season when we lost?
Yeah,
at the Bernabeu. It's kind of that feeling, but obviously that feeling was much worse last season because we were literally almost there. But like today, it's just the same. Like, yeah.
I think with this one, obviously, I think with Cover, probably not fit to play, maybe, or he didn't think it was the right thing to do. I mean, Cover's not played for a while. Maybe he was just on the bench to fill the numbers. We don't actually know how fit these guys were.
Today, by the way,
we only made 2. It was literally Mount and Cucurella. I don't remember. I don't remember any other subs.
from that end, I sort of get what.
I don't think they were fit. I don't think they were fit to play.
Yeah,
because it would seem strange not to make more use of the bench. But I think for second legs, a Carrier, Kovacic, Sterling, etc., will be back. So that will obviously be big pluses. What else have we got here?
People saying Bellingham should have been sent off.
There's a couple of things that maybe second yellows, but I don't know. Is
that with regards to that challenge he made?
I think with regards to the challenge, yeah.
Possibly, yeah. I need to go back to it, but it's one of them ones where when you get booked and then you sort of make a challenge after yellow card, the referee sort of gives you like a warning, and I don't think
it's a bit of a strange one. I don't think people have got any right to be pissed off about tonight. Obviously, you can be annoyed that we've lost, but in terms of the performance, I don't think there's anything to be annoyed by. I don't think there's anything to criticize Potter for in terms of this game tonight. I don't think he's done anything wrong tonight, personally. Mate, do you think he's got anything wrong tonight? I mean, he can't score the goals. I felt he coached a good game tonight, and on another night, that's a comfortable win.
Yeah, with Graham Potter, I kind of see the substitution thing slightly, but it's like you said, if they're not fit, are they? And who else realistically you're going to bring on to score a goal?
Bench is not the strongest at the moment. I mean, Chile was always going to come off. He's still building his minutes up. That's the longest he's played in a long time. Mudryk's still building his minutes up. All right, he wasn't great tonight, but he was never going to play the full 90. We're still building him up. And then Mount was the obvious attacking choice to come on because I don't think there are any other attacking options on the bench. So
yeah, I thought Potter coached a decent enough performance, at least. Like the result wasn't there, which is ultimately what it's all about. But like I can't remember who said it in the comments. I think Artev said their keeper was massive. To be fair, like their keeper was really good.
He did well tonight. I mean, I don't know what God of Frogs wants me to criticise Potter for tonight, because what else was he supposed to do? I actually thought he was. If you could let me know what you think Potter's done wrong tonight, then yeah, just pop it in the chat. I honestly don't think he's done anything wrong tonight, unless I'm blind. No one's giving him a pass. I'm just saying that, like, for me, he didn't like. I don't think he done anything wrong tonight. Short of actually putting the ball in the net for us, I don't think he's done anything. I don't think there was anything else he could have done tonight. Positives, but it's the same old story. We can't finish, but Potter will get the blame for it, and people want him out. Yeah, that is true. And this, like, people have got their Potter out stance, and this will just be another thing that they'll use without taking the context of the performance into consideration. I mean, look, all losses are bad. You never want to lose, but there's losing and there's losing. And tonight, I don't think was a bad loss per se. If there's such a thing.
We're fortunate that we've got another leg coming up, so
exactly.
There's a chance to rectify it. So we just got to put this result away. Forget about it in a way until we sort of come up against Dortmund again.
Yeah,
and we've shown in the past that we can steamroll teams over. Like, look, we've done to like Juve, Milan in the past as well, and other teams that have come to the bridge. We've looked good at the bridge. So in terms of Champions League games, so.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Potter has been speaking after the game on the goal. Poor goal, and we have to do better. We're pushing at the time, and when we're the better teams, so conceding that match was disappointing. The players know they can do better, and we have to help them. But we'll focus on the positive because the performance was a step forward for us. I think those are fair comments. I mean, mate, what do you think we can do to stop kind of conceding in situations like that? Because it's not a one-off. I mean, it doesn't happen all the time, but it happens a lot more than it should do with us. Yeah, do you think we just need to commit less men in the box? Even if Dortmund leave one up or no one up, leave two back just to cover it.
Yeah, I think what it is as well. We could either leave two back, or we can have sort of our quickest player as the last man. But I look at sort of the way Man City play, and Kyle Walker's always their last sort of man there, and he's rapid. And fortunately enough for City, he's a defender. Whereas our quickest player is probably Mudryk, isn't it? And
Yeah, Mudryk's
like
our
if he's
quickest
tracking
player.
back, then like, but he's not really a defender, so he might give away stupid penalty, he might get red card. So with that regards, I'll probably like in the future if Zakaria starts, I'll probably have Zakaria as the last man because he showed that he can put the burners on if he has to, and he's got that power and pace to sort of move the attacker away from the goal and sort of puzzle his head a little bit. So if we are to keep one person back, I'll probably say Zakaria, even though he has a presence in the box for a goal. But at the same time, we have to think about counterattacks because this has happened so many times from corners. From our own corners, we've seen so many goals happen. But then again, you could keep two back. But who
I
would
think
you
it's
keep back?
just.
That's the thing.
I don't. I mean, just anyone really.
Enzo and
Probably.
who like.
Well, maybe Zakaria, as you say, or I don't know. I don't know on the personnel, but I just think you can cover it off by keeping two back, particularly if it's a player that you know has got a lot of pace. But it was so typical that we were going to concede. It was even an offside as well for like from that corner. But obviously they just played the advantage. Not a Dortmund offside, but an offside for us.
Good refereeing, to be fair.
Yeah, it probably was, to be fair. That isn't true, Daniel, because we beat Palace not so long ago, and we obviously beat Bournemouth just after Christmas as well. So we have won, but yeah, 2 wins in those are the last 2 wins in the 14 games. I mean, it's not great, and it does put big pressure on Southampton at the weekend, of course. But I mean, Dharmesh, in terms of the team selection, I think when we done the preview yesterday, exactly what we suggested. I mean, no complaints there really at all. I don't think there's nothing different that I would have seen in the lineup. Did you have any issues with the lineup?
No, not at all. I expected that sort of lineup. As we sort of mentioned yesterday in the preview, I think we sort of were thinking Mason Mount maybe would have started, but fair play to Potter again for dropping him and just sort of justify that Mason Mount still needs the whole bench, to be honest. But yeah, can't really complain with the lineup. Yeah, and we all knew Koulibaly would probably start over Chalobah. So I thought he did quite well actually, Koulibaly coming.
Yeah, I thought he'd done really well.
So yeah, no complaints on the lineup, to be honest. I think just for me, I think if I was to give one little criticism to Potter, maybe the substitutes, but then again, that's
there wasn't much else from today. Yeah, there wasn't much else from the bench.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the thing.
Like, I mean, look, it would have been great if we had Madueke. It would have been great to have other options, but unfortunately, that the squad registration rules don't permit us to have them, and we still got players coming back from injury, etc. And it just wasn't. The bench today wasn't meant to be, and it wasn't the strongest bench. It really wasn't the strongest bench at all. I mean, there wasn't any other options on the bench. There was no other attacking options on the bench. I'm pretty certain Mount was the only attacking option on the bench. I mean,
was Chukwuemeka on the bench? I don't know.
Maybe Chukwuemeka could have been on the bench. I actually can't remember. But in terms of attacking option, it was really only Mount on there. And then Chilwell was never going to play the 90 because we're building his minutes up. So Correa was obviously going to come on. That wasn't a tactical change. That was just a personnel change.
Yeah, Chilwell had to come off, to be honest.
Because Chile was never going to play. That many minutes. He was never going to play the full 90. Yeah, frustrating. Let's get into some ratings then. Let's bring the screen up. By the way, guys, make sure you smash the likes on the stream. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And you can also donate to the channel through the super chat function as well. If you would like to do that, it would be greatly appreciated if anyone would like to donate via the super chat function. So please do that. Dharmesh, let's start with Kepa. Do you think he could have done it any better with the goal? It's never ideal as a keeper when you get dribbled past. But at the same time, I don't know if there was much that he could have done better. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
For the goal, I'm just trying to see. I've seen the goal only twice, to be honest. But yeah, I don't really blame Kepa that much for the goal, if I'm being honest. There's not sort of much he could have done. Maybe if I'm being really critical, maybe he came out too quickly and that sort of made up Adeyemi's mind to go around him. But then again, I thought he had a good game, made a couple of good saves. I think he got a hand to the the Haller shot, didn't he? I think in the first half, I believe, got little hand to it.
Yeah.
And then I think he made a good save from, I think it was Royce. No, it wasn't Royce. Brandt. No, Julian Brandt, I think, from outside the box, made a good save there. Got down well. Distribution was good. Yeah, I can't really fault him too much. But if I'm being really critical, as I said, maybe came out a bit too quickly and sort of lost his head a little bit in terms of coming out to Adeyemi a bit too quick. But yeah, I thought Kappa was solid. We'll probably have to give him a.
I'll probably say 6.5 or something. I was thinking maybe.
I'll probably give him a 7 or 6.5. I'm happy with either, to be honest.
Yeah, let's go 6.5 with Kepa. I mean, to be honest, I actually felt most of the defense were pretty good tonight. I don't think no defenders were at fault for the goal really. Let's move it on to Reece James then. I felt he had a really good game tonight. Got forward well. There's a great run in this. There was a great run in. I think this is his best game he's had since his return, obviously from injury. Looked back to the Reece James of old. Tested the keeper with a free kick. There was a great run that he did in the second half, getting up and down that right hand side. Defensively good. I thought this was a pretty good all round game for James. And kind of what we expect from him, and kind of back to that top level. I thought it was a really encouraging performance.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it was much better today. Defensive. I think at the start he was a bit shaky defensively. Obviously, got that stupid yellow card at the start where he should have known better for a player of his quality. But then again, that's just sort of rustiness that he hasn't played for about a month and a bit with injury and stuff. But the second half, definitely he turned it on massively. Like you could just tell he was one of those players who grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck and was like, "Yeah, we need to get a goal at least." Was literally dominating that right hand side for himself in terms of attacking. Had good sort of link up play as well with some of the attackers. I really like his power, the way he dribbles as well. It's just like he just seems really powerful when he dribbles, and you can't really get the ball off him. Unlucky with the free kick as well, not to score that. He's slowly getting back to his sort of best, and it's like positive to see. Just touch wood, obviously he stays fit. So rating for Reece James, I'll probably give him.
I might give him a 7.
7, yeah. I'll probably give it a 7, yeah.
I think a 7 is fair.
Compared to like the 2 games, he was much better.
I agree. Remember, we lost the game. No, we're not giving everyone a good rating. Defensive shape on the goal. Well, there was no defensive shape because it was from a corner. Anthony Barry basically either needs to change what he's doing or be sacked because, for the last 2 to 3 seasons, I think we've been leaving one man back from corners.
It's even before Anthony Barry
it always seems to be the wrong man as well. So,
remember that Kante one against Arsenal. Obviously, he slipped and stuff, but still, like, why would you keep one person back?
Yeah,
there's been other instances where Kante's been left by himself, and they've sort of countered on us. Like, I'm sure there's probably a compilation on Twitter or something. You can go find it and stuff. Like, there'll be a compilation of goals that we've conceded from corners.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's got to improve. Thiago Silva, I thought a really good night tonight. Obviously, unfortunate. Well, I say unfortunate. I mean, got booked for that handball which he put into the net. I don't think he purposely done that. I think he
got booked for that.
Yeah, he got a bit of a shove in the back. He got shoved in the back, and obviously the ball went in off his hand. Not a deliberate handball.
He got a yellow card for that.
Yeah, he got booked for that.
What?
I didn't really understand that one. Did
he miss the next game then, or no?
He had no. He wasn't. No, he's not missing the next game. Mount's the only one that's missing the next game. But yeah, Silva. I thought other than that, it's a really good night tonight. I mean, again, defensively solid. Didn't really put a foot wrong. Calm on the ball. Some good blocks, etc. I mean, not amazing, but still, but pretty good. I mean, I think a 7 or a 7.5 is probably fair.
Yeah, Thiago Silva. It's like literally we could get up sort of like match review streams that we've done in the past and just like literally copy those from what we do our Thiago Silva rating. It's just the same stuff, man. With this guy, it's just like just never has a bad game, does he? Like
no, he doesn't.
Even when we lose, like
unless it's West Brom. Then he doesn't have a bad game.
Yeah, I'll probably give him a a 7.5. I think I'll probably
Yeah,
give him.
I think a 7.5 is fair.
Oh, actually, no. I think I want to go with the 7 just because on. Yeah. Oh, actually, yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
Look,
Actually, no, I'd probably leave
guys
that
in the
on.
chat, let us know if you think silver 7.5 or a 7, and I'll just go with whatever the consensus is. But let's move on to Koulibaly. We tipped it yesterday that we thought he was going to start. He'd probably get the nod because of the experience factor. I thought this was a big night for him, as I said at the top of the show, that, first start in a month, really, I don't want to say fighting for his Chelsea career, because I think that might be a bit extreme, but
It's
it
true, though, I think, yeah.
might not be far off. This was a really important night for him tonight. And given he's not played for a month, I actually thought he was really good. And he was bang unlucky not to score as well, with that Emre Can just getting back and before doing a really good clearance off the line. But yeah, I mean, but just how important was tonight for Koulibaly? I mean, it's difficult because he's not going to displace Badia Shil, and he might have to wait another 2 weeks to play. But it was important that he came in and he did well, not just for the team, but for his own confidence as well.
Yeah, Koulibaly, I thought did quite well considering he hadn't played. When was his last start? When did he play last?
Fulham was his last start.
Fulham? Wow,
at Craven Cottage when we lost. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been ages, and I believe he scored that game as well. So yeah, I thought he was solid. I think he was a little bit better than Thiago Silva today. I thought, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think he was as well.
About you as well, but I thought he was really solid. Like, you just need that experience in the Champions League as well, playing in a hostile environment, which is obviously Dortmund as well. You can see how mad crazy their fans were at the start, and even throughout the game. And you need that sort of level-headed experience at the back. So, yeah, I thought Koulibaly was good. I just want people to praise him when he has a good game, and obviously criticize when he doesn't, and not have an agenda against him in a way. Just because obviously he's not been performing. But based on this game, I thought he was solid. I'll probably have to. I'll probably give him a 7.5, and then maybe Thiago Silva a 7, possibly. That's what my thinking is.
Yeah,
and I don't really want to go to an 8 because I think that's a bit. I think had he scored, I probably would have given him an 8 or an 8.5.
Yeah, let's go 7.5 and the 7, for Silva. Yeah, I think that's fair. Chilwell getting his obviously first start for, I think, since that Zagreb game that he got injured in. I think it's his first start since back in November at some point, I think. But how did you feel he did? I was looking forward to kind of seeing the Chilwell-Mudryk link up down that left-hand side. There were some promising signs in the kind of first 10, 15 minutes, but after that, there wasn't really... That link-up didn't really come to much in the end. But for Chilwell, important minutes in the tank, I felt he got forward well, defended reasonably well. I'm probably looking at around the 6.5 for him in this situation. But it's important that he got minutes in the tank, came through that first start unscathed, and he'll just get better, hopefully, as with more minutes under his belt.
Yeah, I thought Chilwell was actually quite good, considering the amount of time he was out for and the injuries that he sort of had. He did quite well on that left-hand side, actually. Sort of nullified against who was playing on the right again? I forgot he was playing on the right, but
I can't remember. I think Adeyemi, didn't he? Because it was Adeyemi, Brandt. It was Adeyemi, Brandt, and Haller. Well, there must have been Julian Brandt then.
It might have been Julian Brandt then, or either one of them. Like, I thought he did quite well, Chilwell, defensively. Had a good few touches here and there as well, getting forward. His corners were quite good as well. I thought it was just unlucky that we didn't get ahead to it or anything like that. But yeah, I thought it was important to build his minutes up for the next game. I personally think he starts maybe against Southampton, possibly.
I'd start him against Southampton as well.
Yeah, I definitely would, but whether Potter would, I'm not sure. People saying, Joe's saying, hope Chilwell's not injured again.
I don't think he is. No, I'm pretty certain he's not.
Yeah, so I'll probably have to give Chilwell 6.5. Let's just keep building up his minutes, and hopefully we can see get glimpses of the old Chilwell. I thought he did really well, actually.
Yeah, I'd probably say a 6.5 is fair on that account. Let's move on to midfield then. Loftus-Cheek, first 90 minutes for him for a long time as well. I don't think he started that well, but I think he grew into the game a bit more. And I don't think he was that bad. Like, he didn't do anything amazing, but he didn't do anything that it was like, oh god, he was so shit. I just feel that it was kind of just like a slightly better than average performance from him. I mean, yeah, it's hard. He didn't really do an awful lot, but then he didn't really do anything wrong either.
Yeah, so it's a weird one with Loftus-Cheek. I don't actually remember anything he did in the game, to be honest. He was quite inactive in the game, to be honest. Even though he's playing in an important position, I just don't remember him doing much, to be honest, because I think maybe I was so focused on watching Enzo and like sort of the Jude Bellingham sort of battle. But yeah, Loftus-Cheek, yeah, it's the same stuff with him. Just takes too many touches on the ball, like a few times as well. I remember there was one time where Reece was like annoyed at him because he took too many touches on the ball. But yeah, probably give him a 5.5.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe a 6.
Yeah, I'm happy with the 6 as well. To be honest, a 5.5 or a 6.
Yeah, I think
I
the 6 is probably
do you remember anything he did in the game? I literally don't remember anything he did.
No, not massively, but yeah, I don't know. I think a 6 is probably. I think a 6 is fair. Let's move on to Enzo Fernandez. I think probably, if we're being honest, I would say, and it's not a criticism, I'd probably say it's the worst of the 3 games he's played for Chelsea. In terms of Fulham, West Ham, and this one, he wasn't bad, but I feel that he wasn't as good as he was in his previous 2 games.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah,
I don't really know. Look, he had a good effort at the end that forced a good save from Kubo in a Dortmund goal. I don't know. I just feel maybe he struggled to impose himself on the game a little bit there tonight. Not maybe the usual good range of passing, etc. Things like that. I just felt it wasn't quite there tonight for him. It wasn't bad, but yeah, it just wasn't quite there.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. I think we had such high standards the past 2 games. Even like a dropped off Enzo performance still looks pretty decent.
It wasn't bad, but it just wasn't. The level just wasn't quite there.
Yeah, I felt like he passed sideways a bit too much. Wasn't sort of taking those risky passes, but then again, if he's playing as a 6 and he's got sort of no cover next to him with Loftus-Cheek that much, then you kind of expect him not to do that in a way. If we're being really critical, obviously he was partly to blame for the goal as well. If we're being really, really harsh, but I personally don't blame him that much for it because he couldn't really do much, and he's left in that situation against Adeyemi, who did a good game as well. I thought Emre Can and Bellingham combated.
They were good.
Enzo unlucky not to score at the end as well.
I think a 6.5. I think a 6.5 is probably fair.
Yeah, I'd say 6.5 as well. Had a good few flicks, a few passes, good interceptions as well. I remember there was one time against Bellingham where I think he just literally notched him off the ball quite easily. I think this was in the first half, but
yeah,
not the usual Enzo performance, but yeah, I still think he was alright to me. So I just really hope we don't run this guy to the ground, to be honest. Because that's my only worry for him.
Yeah, he's gonna play a lot of minutes. That's for sure. I mean, yeah, Enzo and Jude partnership would be phenomenal. It would be great. I mean, Bellingham tonight, by the way, was outstanding. I thought he was superb.
Quality player, man.
Mate, he's so good. I like at that age to be captaining Dortmund in the Champions League to be doing all the things that he's done.
How old is he? Is he 19, 20 or
19? I think
that's ridiculous.
He might be 20. I'm not sure, but I mean, he's a phenomenal footballer. And look, if we can somehow get him in the summer, it would be a madness.
Yeah, man. But sadly, I think he'll go to Liverpool. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't think look. We're in the race for him, but I don't think we're near the top. But never say never with kind of the way that we've been doing deals with Todd Bowley in charge. Never say never in that situation. But yeah, an Enzo Jude partnership would be outstanding. You can't really blame him for the goal. Enzo isn't the defender. If he isn't there, then there's no one to try and stop the attack. I don't think Enzo's to blame necessarily for the goal.
True,
he's the last guy there. Adeyemi's rapid. When someone's quicker than you by that much, there's not an awful
You
lot
can't really risk a red card as well.
there's not really an awful lot you can do. I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, you could just clear him out, but you get sent off, and what's the point in that? He misses the second leg,
Exactly.
and yeah, it's stupid. Enzo is playing 1 game a week. Rodri plays twice a week. We are making player too comfortable. I don't really understand that. Agreed on this,
I think it
though.
means in terms of sort of fitness, building up fitness, maybe.
Yeah, possibly. I do agree on this, though, that if FSG is still at Liverpool, they're not going to spend 100 million for Jude.
Bellingham, I think they will, to be honest. I think they'll make one.
They won't accept Bellingham this summer. Won't go for less than 100 million. 100 million is the minimum that he'll go for. I think it could be close. I think it could be closer to 105, maybe even 110. I think he probably could be worth more than Enzo.
Yeah, like English tax as well, isn't it?
I think 105, 110 is what Bellingham could go for this summer, but it's not less than 100 million. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think either City will land in, maybe Liverpool, maybe Madrid. It's just because I think Gundogan's out of contract this summer, I believe, as well.
Yeah.
Could be a replacement for Gundogan.
We do need a defensive player. You want Enzo to play
100%.
We want Enzo to play a bit further up the pitch. So whether it's Declan Rice or whether it's Caicedo, whether we get Jude in, whatever it is, we need to do something where we can play Enzo a little bit higher up the pitch, so he's not got to solely do the defensive duties. He can influence things further up the pitch as well. Let's move to Hakim Ziyech in the lineup tonight, kind of by default almost, because no Sterling, no Madueke, Mount in terrible form. I've got to be honest, mate. I was disappointed in Ziyech tonight. He's so one-footed and he's so frustrating. A couple of glimpses here and there, but ultimately just doesn't really offer anything.
Yes, Ziyech, bit of a weird one, but arguably robbed off an assist, if we're being real as well.
Yeah, of course.
I thought some of his play was decent, but like you said, he's frustrating to watch, and it's just so predictable what he's going to do. But what I would say for the last, well, not the last 10 minutes, but there was a spell for at least 5-10 minutes where he looked like the Morocco Ziyech. In terms of the national team, Ziyech, he looked really good.
Mate. Yeah, it's because he's the main man. It's all set around him.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, apart from that, maybe a few good passes here and there, a few good dribbles. His crossing wasn't that good either, to be honest. I don't think he put in one good delivery tonight, which is quite weird for him because he usually has one good cross. There was one switcher play to Mudryk, which was quite good, but yeah, it's always glimpses with Ziyech. That's it. And
yeah,
despite all that, he got robbed off an assist, if we're being honest as well. So
yeah, he probably did, but yeah, it's just same old. That's the problem. It's just frustrating.
4.5 or a 5.
Mate, I was gonna maybe give him a 5.
Yeah, 4.5 or 5, to be honest.
And to be fair, mate, I think he was probably better than Mudryk. I felt Mudryk was really disappointing tonight.
Interesting.
Let's move to João Felix. I felt Felix was, apart from, the 2 missed chances are a big point in the game. Disappointing, and again dropped off in the second half a bit. But he was everything good about Chelsea involved João Felix tonight. In some way or another, he was really promising. Again, he's good on the ball. He's quick with his feet. Movement's great. Passing's great. Finishing ability, not quite there, and that probably is going to take his rating down a little bit. The fact that he missed 2 gilt edge opportunities, but I thought he was good tonight. He was again another standout performer. How did you look at him? Already he's basically our best attacker already, and he's only been here 3 games.
Oh mate, tell me about it. This guy. He's so good to watch, man. Just some of the dribbles and some of the flicks and tricks that he usually does. It's just so beautiful to watch. We haven't seen that kind of player in ages. And then we won a couple of crucial free kicks as well in the transition, which is always helpful as well. I think there was one point where he dribbled past 2 or 3, won the free kick and stuff. But yeah, man, if he can just work on his finishing, man, honestly, what a player we'd have, man, if he can actually put the ball in the back of the net. And yeah, it's just so refreshing to see, and I've no doubts that he'll succeed for us. And like you said in the last stream, or I think maybe a stream that we did in the past, just pay the money for him, man. Just so good, man.
He's already shown how good he can be for this team.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, he's not far off. I'll probably have Thiago Silva down as that, but yeah, he's not far. He's not far away. He's not far away at all. I mean, in terms of tonight, I think I probably would have given him a 7.5 or an 8, but I think the missed chances probably take it down to a 7.
Yeah, 100% agree with you. Probably a 7, to be honest.
Yeah, I think a 7 is fair. Let's move on to Mudryk. I got to be honest, I was quite disappointed in Mudryk tonight. There's a bright start where he looked threatening. His pace is frightening, but I don't think we get him on the ball enough. And he obviously, and at times he kept falling over as well. But I don't think we get the ball to him enough, which is, I don't know why we don't, but yeah, I don't know. They just didn't get the ball. We just don't get to the ball to him enough. And when he did have the ball, he looked threatening at times, but then at other times didn't look like he was offering much at all. Look, the kid's still young. It's still a big step up for him. He's been playing in the Ukrainian league. This is kind of his breakthrough season in senior football. It's a big transfer, new country, and all these sorts of things. Not excuses, just facts. And it might take a little bit of time for him to get going. But yeah, tonight was disappointing. He didn't really offer anything at all.
Yeah, Mudryk. He had that blistering counter attack at the start within the first 2 minutes. I was like, wow,
just couldn't get the ball out his feet.
Yeah, but it's kind of similar to Ziyech, where it's just glimpses of good play, but then just ghosting throughout the game. And I do agree with you. We don't pass the ball enough to him. We don't see him enough on the ball because all of our attacking play comes down the right through like Reece James and stuff. And with Enzo playing on the left as well, he's always looking to switch to the right as well. He's sort of looking at the left too much. So, just a shame about Mudryk at the moment. Just hope he can sort of break that duck and get a goal or an assist or something.
So it's a big game at the weekend for him. He needs a decent performance, a goal, or just to play well.
Yeah, Southampton, man. Just give him the ball as much as he can. Like, he does win us like important free kicks as well at times as well. Well, one thing that frustrated me most about him was I think the amount of like flicks he was trying to do was a bit annoying. I don't know if you felt the same, mate, but
it's kind of a fine line because some of them work out, and then others you're just like, what the fuck's this?
I think there was one where like you tried doing like a like a chop pass to Felix and just ended up with like Bellingham or Chan. It's like, why don't you just hold the ball up for a bit?
I hear what you're saying.
But yeah, Mudryk.
He's shown impressive glimpses, but again, we've got to have patience. And this is what people don't understand. Like, it's not excuses, but you know, Mudryk's come from his home country's at war. He's played no football since November, and these are the first 3 games that he's actually got minutes in the tank. You know, he's literally appeared on the scene this season, really, and yet, you know, people are expecting absolute miracles from him. It's just not realistic. You know, yes, we need results, but you know, unless you're the cream of the crop, in a top 1% of the very best players in the world, it's going to take time to adapt. All right, yeah, you've looked at João Felix. It's not really been an adaptation period. He's a phenomenal talent. Enzo Fernandez, the same. Mudryk is a very talented boy, but might take him a little bit longer. You know, it takes time for players to gel together. You can't expect to just build a football team overnight. You know, you don't just buy the pieces and then they all fit together suddenly. You know, it takes time. You know, we still haven't got we're still missing a few pieces. You know, the puzzle's nearly done, but we're missing some key pieces. Yeah. We're missing midfield. We're missing a midfielder. We're missing. I think you can still tell in certain areas that we are massively light, even though we've bought new attackers and we've revamped the attack quite a lot in this January window. I think there's more to go still. We need another option on that left hand side because Pulisic will be sold in the summer. Hudson-Odoi will come back unless he's going to be the backup. I think we may look to sell him as well. So the more attackers are going to come in. Yes, and Nkunku's going to come in the summer, which is going to be a big plus. But you know, these things take time, and I know football fans have got no patience, and we want wins, and we want them now. But there's also got to be key context applied to the situation here. It's not just like you look at it, 2 wins in 14, and you just think, oh, that's terrible. But you've got to have, there's got to be context applied to it. If we've been played at the park and battered in every single one of those games, you'd be like, okay, fair enough. That just isn't the case.
Yeah.
And we're looking at virtually a completely different team in February than what we started the season with. We're almost looking at a completely different team than what we actually like had in December. We've got a different team completely, virtually. So, you know, these things take time. These things don't happen overnight. But yeah, it was disappointing from Mudryk tonight. That's for sure.
I probably agree with that rating of 4 for Madrid.
Yeah, I think a 4 is fair. I mean, Kai Havertz, I don't know what to say about this guy. He's so frustrating because I think there is ability there, but at the same time, for me, I'm not going to boo him or whatever. I've got no faith in Kai Havertz. You know, if he plays, I'll back him. Like with every Chelsea player, I've got no faith in him to deliver anything for this team. Yes, you know, there are times tonight he created a few opportunities, but like he's not. I know he's not a number 9, but he's been playing as a 9. But he always runs away from the fucking goal, and then when he gets the ball, he takes years to make a decision, and then he always makes the wrong decision. And then to top that as well, his finishing's dog shit. So it's I don't know what we do with him. Felix is basically what we thought Kai Havertz was going to be.
100%.
And Havertz just isn't that guy. And I'm fed up of kind of making excuses and talking about Havertz. He's shown nothing to suggest that he warrants another opportunity next season at all. So for me, we need to cut our losses. But I mean, look, not awful tonight, but nowhere near good enough.
Yeah, 100%, man. Just this guy, man. He just frustrates the life out of me, man. Watching him, just some of his play, just general plays, hold up plays, just not good at all anymore. And it's a shame because we know he can do it. Like we've seen moments of brilliance from this guy, but he just
it's just moments, mate. He's never put a good run together.
100%, and we're meant to see this second half season Havertz turn up, and he's not even turned up for that.
Bro, he'll probably turn up in April, score maybe in 3 games on the spin, and then everyone will think he's amazing, and we'll decide to keep him for another year, and it'll just be a rinse and repeat cycle.
Yeah, 100%, bro, 100%.
I don't think he was the worst player on the pitch. I think he was better than Mudryk, but not by much. I'll probably give him a 4.5. But the number is so clear. We need a number 9, but we've got to get the right number 9. We can't make the same mistake that we made when we signed Lukaku because we just didn't think about it. We just spent money for him without thinking how he fits into the system, how he fits into the style of play. You know, if you're spending that much money on a forward, then you've got to build the team around them. So we've got to make the right decision with the number 9 in the summer because yes, I know Nkunku's coming. He's not a 9 either. He can play centre forward, but if we're going to go for an out-and-out 9, we need to do our homework.
I want Ivan Toney, man.
I mean, Victor Osimhen is an exciting signing, but I actually think for Chelsea, Ivan Toney would actually would work better for us than Osimhen would.
100%, man. Bring me this guy, man, in the summer, man. I want him so badly. Obviously, given the betting charges that he has at the moment, we don't know what's going to happen to him. But
yeah,
if he's in the clear for that, then just go and get him. To be honest, but I haven't even thought about a second choice, man. Like, honestly, there's Vlahovic. Obviously, you got Osimhen's the other one as well. Maybe bring back Tammy Abraham, man. I don't even know at this point.
Nah, mate, we're not going to spend 80 million to bring him back.
Yeah. Then obviously we got Lukaku coming back as well.
Oh, mate, he'll go on loan.
But yeah, Havertz, man, I just don't know this guy anymore. I'm sick of giving him low ratings, man. It's just yeah, I probably have to agree with what you got on the screen there, mate. Maybe a 4.5 or a 4, to be honest. I just don't think he was good enough tonight.
No, he wasn't good enough. And the number 9 thing is going to be mate, we did. I think Ivan Toney would be great for this team. But at the same time, those betting charges hanging over him, I think that's one of the main reasons why no one made a move from him in January. I think teams, if that wasn't hanging over him, I think some teams would have tried to get him in January. I really do, and I think the summer's going to be big. I mean, I don't know how long it's going to take them to do this stuff, but yeah, I think if they're dropped, then Chelsea could do a lot worse than bringing in Ivan Toney in the summer, in my opinion. I'd almost rather him than I'd almost rather Toney than Osimhen. I know Osimhen's a miles better player, but I actually think Tony would suit us better.
That comment's jokes on our tab, man. But Bettinelli up front.
Yeah, I mean, Bettinelli's just there for.
man.
Bettinelli is just vibes. I mean, Tammy has actually dropped off a little bit in this second season at Roma, and he's not the answer for us. You know,
Yeah,
he wasn't the answer at the time, and he's definitely not the answer now for what we're looking to do.
Bro, Harry Kane would be the perfect striker.
Harry Kane would be great.
Happen,
it's never happening.
Dream, we
can dream, but yeah, it's never happening. It's never happening. But yeah, I think those ratings are pretty fair.
Who's got the highest rating? Is it Koulibaly?
I think Koulibaly, yeah.
Koulibaly,
Koulibaly with a 7.5. I think he probably was. Yeah, I think that's pretty fair. Yeah, I mean, Dharmesh, we move on to Saturday. I'm obviously not going to talk about that now, but at the same time, it's really Saturday's so important now, isn't it?
Has to be a win, man. Has to be a win. Just obviously, there's players sort of coming back in the team in terms of maybe Kovacic, Zakaria. Madueke will definitely start on the right, I'm assuming.
I think so, yeah.
Chilwell will probably start as well, considering he came off. But yeah, Saturday's a must win, man. I don't care how we win. If it's 1-0, an own goal by God knows who, like Lavia or something like that.
I don't even care. Just
win. That's it.
Just win.
That's it.
I mean, about people calling for Aubameyang is like a natural thing, but let's not pretend like Aubameyang's been kind of hard done by and he should be playing. The guy's done nothing since October. Like, he's done nothing since October. It's not like he was scoring loads of goals and he was important and suddenly he's been removed from the squad and it's a terrible decision. He was offering nothing. So let's not suddenly let's not suddenly pretend that, you know, he was really good and, you know, he's been hard done by. The reality is he's offered nothing since October, and he's offered nothing to suggest that he would be a potential answer. Exactly. People have got short memories. Aubameyang's been shit. You know, he scored 3 goals in 3 games back in October. People thought he was the second coming, and he's done absolutely nothing since then. Nothing since then. Havertz is not a striker. No, but we have this conversation all the time. What is he then? He's played everywhere. He's played striker. He's played 10. He's played left. He's played right.
He's played as an 8 as well.
The only common theme is he's been shit in all of those positions. That's the theme. He's been so disappointing. So disappointing. Why couldn't we have included Fofana? Because he's not British. That's why.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure because he's not British.
Homegrown players, I believe.
Yeah, homegrown players can. Yeah, homegrown players can go on a B list, but it's not. That's why it doesn't apply. I think Over's been hard done by. Look, you can argue
kind of
like it's maybe harsh, the treatment, but at the end of the day, if he was playing really well and scoring goals, he wouldn't have been dropped from the squad. That's the point. He didn't do anything to warrant keeping his place in the squad. And if it was the case, we had to get rid of Aubameyang to bring João Felix in. No problem for me. We played better with false 9 when Sterling and Pulisic is back. I don't want either of those players to be playing a false 9.
I think with Felix in the team, and maybe Mudryk as well, it could actually help them. Say have Sterling play centre forward. Maybe. I don't know. And maybe with Pulisic, that sort of like fluid movement up top.
Yeah, that's the truth. The truth is we don't know. Absolutely. I couldn't believe that he didn't come on against West Ham. He has to. For me, he should have started against West Ham. For me, he's got to start against Southampton on Saturday. He has to.
We just know he won't, though.
I don't know why Havertz keeps getting picked. I think there are options now. For
the Champions League, I guess we haven't got much options to sort of play.
Champions League, the only option today would have been to play Felix as a 9 and play Enzo and maybe play Mount as a 10. That is the only option that would have. That was the only other option. Would have been Felix 9 with Mount as a 10. I don't think people would have particularly liked that either.
I agree in the league, though. What Asad's saying about the league, though, like, why is he playing in the league? Yeah, like that's fair enough.
We need to win against Southampton at any cost. Can't even afford a draw. Yeah, no, Stamford Bridge has got to be bang up for it on Saturday. We have to get a win. Oberg is also. I don't think he's caused any. I don't think there's anything to suggest he's caused any. Had any disciplinary problems at Chelsea. Yes, we don't know if anything's gone on behind the scenes, but he's not a Potter signing either. But there's nothing to suggest that he's caused any issues. That's for sure. But yeah, seems like a good place to round out. Ultimately, another disappointing night for Chelsea. Another loss, 2 wins in 14 matches, but there was room for optimism tonight. There are positives, and definitely feel good for that second leg. Created more than enough chances, shown that we can more than match Borussia Dortmund over 90 minutes. We've just got to do it now in the return leg. But we move on to Saturday. Massive, massive game. Guys, thank you for tuning in as always. Really appreciate it. Thanks for getting involved in the chat. Make sure on the way out you smash the likes on the stream. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Trying to get to 3,000 subscribers as quickly as possible. And also make sure you follow me on Twitter, guys. Tag is in my description name. I'm about 30 away from 1K. So if you're not following me on Twitter, please do drop me a follow on there as I get ever closer to that 1K mark. Dharmesh, thanks for your time as always, bro. Massively appreciated. Guys, follow Dharmesh on Twitter, linked in the description, and it's on his display name as well. So give him a follow over there. I'll be back on Friday with a preview for the Southampton game, so make sure you stay tuned for that one. We will get there, guys. It will get better. It will. It's going to happen. It's not far away. It's really disappointing. It's frustrating. It gets you down. It gets you angry, but we're not far away. Things will get better. The sun will shine on us again, and we will find out how to put the ball in the back of the net. But until then, guys, take care and up the Chels.